Hey guys, here's the first rock on our journey. These are sedimentary rocks. Now, if you remember a second ago we talked about sediments and you saw those nice flat layers, well, sedimentary rocks are the very first rock. These rocks went through pressure, but no heat. They didn't get heated up by any magma inside of the earth. These guys just got pushed together. So remember all the sand grains that we showed? The sand grains all squished together and they make these rocks. Sedimentary rocks have layers. And if you look at them really closely, you can see all these flat, straight layers. Do you see those layers? That is a sedimentary rock. Here's another one. Do you see? It's nice and flat, just like that. Sedimentary rock. All the little sand grains fell down and it got squished together. And it's nice and makes these lovely flat layers. Flat layers. See that? Flat, straight layers. Now, you can have an earthquake that can have all of those layers get a little bit jumbled up and it can still be a sedimentary rock. But the important thing is to remember that these rocks went through pressure, no heat. Pressure, no heat, pressure. These rocks are fascinating though. They make crystals like this one. You'll notice in a little bit how these crystals are different from an igneous rock crystals, which are super tiny igneous rock, but we'll get to that one later. These crystals are nice and big. Do you see that? These crystals would have formed inside of a cave. Drip by drip, the little crystals grew. Little by little, that's how they do it. You might see crystals inside of a geode. Maybe you'll go out hunting and you'll find a rock and break it open. You see those little crystals that grew inside? These are all sedimentary rocks. Now, sedimentary rocks, because it was just pressed together and because it didn't have any heat, we have all of these wonderful fossils in there. Do you see my fossil fish right here? You can see all the little teeny bones of that fish. You can see its tail everywhere. You have other fossils too. This one would have been a little snail, a little gastropod. Snail, 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 snail. This one is a clamshell. See my clamshell right there? You would have found pearls inside of a clamshell. This is an ammonite. It's my favorite. This little guy would have had legs that hang out right here, and if you scared him, zoom, he'd go zooming off like crazy. And probably would squirt you in the face with some ink. Look, here's a leaf. Isn't that cool? A fossil leaf. It's not a leaf anymore. It's turned into a rock. It's turned into a stone. Just like this guy right here, this fish, it's not a fish anymore. It's turned into a rock. What happens is that creature gets buried really deep and you get lots of pressure, and over time, the part that was alive, the part of the fish that was there, it all dissolves away and it leaves a little pocket inside of the rock. And that little pocket fills up with a different type of sediment. Little sand grains come inside and they fill it up and you have your fossil right there. Here's a fern. Again, it's not a leaf. It's a rock now, where you would have had that fern right there get pressed, and the fern would have disappeared and new sediment would have filled the little cracks where the fern was, and now it's just turned into a rock. Ooh, look at this. That's a dinosaur bone. Isn't that cool? You see all those little teeny tiny holes? That's the dinosaur bone right there. It's not a bone anymore, remember? It has turned into a rock. Isn't that cool? Oh, these guys right here. These are belemnites, squids. That's a squid head right there. His little head would have been right here, and his little body would have come all the way back here. Those are my squids. Aren't these cool fossils? These are your sedimentary rocks. Remember, guys, sedimentary rocks, they went through pressure and no heat. Sedimentary rocks.